Minister of Environment, Dr. Mohamed Abubakar, has charged everyone to contribute to housing sector. Addressing 15 Abuja International Housing Show, Dr. Abubakar said, housing can contribute to climate change that can affect every aspect of life. He charges everyone to design and construct the house that can stay test of time and contribute to climate change action. However, a leading promoter of housing development in Nigeria, Barrister Festus Adebayo, said stakeholders must collaborate together to get data for planning of houses in Nigeria to tackle house deficit and attract youth to real estate sector.
We all need all hands on deck, whether it's designing houses for environmental, as environmental friendly housing construction. We are talking about houses also that can contribute towards energy transition. These are issues that have to do with what we are facing, climate change. And I often say, if you are talking about coronavirus pandemic, yes, it's raging and has turned the world upside down. But if climate change is to go crazy, coronavirus pandemic will be like child play, because coronavirus is only taking the human capital. Climate change will take everything along with it. As I speak with you today, there are island nations that are losing landmass already because of the rising sea level. Some are beginning to evacuate their little islands. So we have so much to do in terms of climate change, and I keep saying housing is part of it. So let's design, let's construct the houses that will stand the test of time, that can contribute towards climate change action.
Housing deficit. Housing deficit. The minister has said the figures is not as much as what they have said. So the way forward now is for the stakeholders, the private sector and the public sector to collaborate. There are agencies of government like Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, Central Bank of Nigeria, National Population Commission. These are public agencies. Then we have other private agencies who believe that the figure must be known, like Abuja International Housing Show. What we have to do now is to collaborate together and ensure the necessary enumeration is done so that we can have data and to plan in this sector. You know the importance of data. We want to know how many people are in the youth category. We want to know how many people are in the old category. You know, the taste of the youth, most of the time, is always different from the taste of the old men. How many people want 1 bedroom? How many people will want 2 bedroom? If we have data to plan, then the idea of unoccupied houses that the minister mentioned will be drastically reduced. Those ones that will now be seen will be those ones that are owned by the big men who have so much money and who get those money through other way and can be living in Asokoro and have other one with them from a guard in Maitama. You get what I'm saying? But that's not the area we are talking. The deficit we are talking have to do with people living in Masaka. That has to do with people living in Ushingoro. It has to do with those people living in the rural areas. In fact, those living under the Oshodi Bridge. I mean those living in Mabushi Bridge, in case you are not aware. So what we need to do differently now is to come together. Collaboration. Era of doing things alone, me has gone. We have people who came all the way from America to attend this event because they believe in it and they've been coming for over many years. You get what I'm saying? So we have people who came from Kenya. You have seen the minister who came all the way from Ghana. You have seen the minister of environment this morning. What we can do different now is to come together, is to collaborate. Collaborate. When we collaborate, then we'll be able to solve the problem together. That is the way forward. Then we should also attract the youth into the sector. It is time for us to know that whenever we are planning, the youth must be considered. And that is why on the third day of this year show, we are going to declare it as Youth Day. The youth are going to be attracted into the real estate sector. The way they see Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo is not the way they see real estate. Let open to them that there are other ways you can make good fortune in real estate. And you know, real estate is largest employer of labor, from the carpenter to the bricklayer, unskilled, the skilled, and all. Even the woman selling food items. So, the way forward is collaboration. Looking at the topic we are discussing, we made it known to you that COVID-19 has exposed to the whole world that housing is important. When you said they should be doing social distancing, and they are six in one room, and they are living in massacre, how are they going to do one? How are they going to do social distancing? They are living in Kushingoro or somewhere around Okwaba-Gigi in Lagos. You tell them to be washing their hands every minute, and there's no water available for them to wash it. How are they going to do it? And that is why in this year Abuja International Housing Show, discussing the importance of housing is what every one of us have now seen. So since we have now seen it, it is now time for all of us to come up with the innovations. Affordability has been an issue, but there must be a way forward. There's an innovation called rent to home. There's an innovation called help to buy. That's what they call no interest banking. These are all we'll be looking at in the next 4 days at Abuja International Housing Show. There must be a way out of it.
Thank you very much.
Affordability must be handled.
Also, Minister of State, Ministry of Works and Housing, Ghana, Freda Frem, said provision of housing solution for low-income earners of the population remains a challenge.
It is obvious that investing in affordable housing solutions delivers on many fronts for healthcare, pandemic protection, and prosperity. The provision of affordable and decent housing for the middle and low-income segments of the population remains a challenge. In fact, ensuring access to adequate, safe, and affordable housing is an important part of SDG 11, which commits the global community, including Ghana, to creating sustainable cities that are inclusive, safe, and resilient. Your Excellencies, responding to economic contraction with the construction of environment-smart, affordable housing will drive macroeconomic growth, stimulate job creation and financial sector deepening, and enable thousands of Africans to escape the poverty cycle.
The government plans and initiatives in the aftermath of the pandemic-induced recession and prevalent challenges include its focus on the housing and construction sectors of the economy as major drivers of the present administration's economic plan. The government has taken a collaborative approach to addressing the nation's challenges by establishing the 200 billion naira housing intervention called the National Social Housing Program, contained in the recently approved National Economic Sustainability Plan, NESP. It has an implementation plan to deliver over 300,000 houses for those on low income, address the issues with housing affordability on an annual basis, with the intent of creating about 1.8 million jobs while making impact on housing growth and provision.
It is heartwarming and noteworthy that in addressing the impacts of COVID-19 and ensuring development and growth of the economy, the present government has initiated numerous programs that can drive employment creation and improve on the availability of housing. Some of these programs include the COVID-19 economic stimulus, where the government announced an approval of a stimulus package of about 3 trillion naira to cushion the effect of the coronavirus pandemic on the economy. The package is expected to address the needs of both formal and informal sectors, including the National Social Housing Program. It has also developed an infrastructure company in partnership with the Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, and private sector stakeholders. It is no longer news that the various state governments have continued to support the supply of affordable housing through budgetary allocations, either as direct investments or counterpart funding from the federal government.
Present this award on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Works and Housing, Batunde Raji Fashola.
Gbemiga Olamikan, GTV Africa.